And we're back. This is the Chad and Cheese podcast. I'm Joel Cheeseman. He's Chad Sowash, and we're chatting with Matt King, Director of HR Technology at Domino's Pizza.
How important is the asynchronized messaging versus synchronized? Because it seems like we try to push really hard on the synchronized to get everything done, right? Human to human, but then we're going chatbot and it's more async. And we can do more to try to enrich profiles and things like that, ask questions later on down the road, not to mention nudge them and remind them their first day is, starting in a couple of days. What is that a big step for Domino's and the franchisees to think that, okay, we want real people having real messaging. If a chatbot takes over, it might not feel as real.
It's a really hard question to answer because I think that it depends on how well the chatbot works and what you use it for. I don't think that like automating a notification that we're waiting on your background check invitation to be completed is something that a candidate feels is an important moment of human touch.
Yeah.
You don't want the chatbot to be a jerk about it. Like you don't want it to be like sort of totally cold. It has to sort of fit into like your sort of employment branding persona.
Right.
But that's not something that you need human touch for.
Right.
Where I think I see the line being drawn is there is a moment of human interaction during the interview that's really important, because part of what I think we and our franchisees are selecting for is somebody who's going to like represent the brand well, right? Like somebody who presents well, presents as Domino's. And that takes many forms, but like, it's very hard to discern that from automated screening. It's very hard to discern that from somebody typing in like, what's your perspective on customer service, and having an AI sort of churn on that.
Yeah.
Like those are vibes you get from interacting with a human being, whether it's through a video interview or an in-person interview. Right. So I think, it's about the moments where you choose to use it, right? It's some asynchronous makes sense. Some synchronous makes sense. It just depends on like the sort of feel you're trying to create for your brand and how you drive selection based on that.
Going back to the franchisees for a second, not only are they probably opinionated on what you're going to do, they're opinionated on what they think you should be doing into the future. So what is Domino's wish list for what it wants to be doing from a recruiting standpoint? Let's call it 2 to 3 years from now.
That's a great question. So the first thing I would say is like, it's in our interest and in our franchise interest to deliver optionality that allows franchisees to push the limits of what's possible within our brand. We have driven so much innovation in our brand with the help of our franchisees, product innovation, operations innovation. They are critical partners. It is not sort of a top pushing down on these things. It is the corporate entity working with our franchisees to enable this. I don't think that you get that kind of innovation coming out of our franchisees without providing the optionality for our franchise operators to like try things, make mistakes, and maybe discover new things that work better. So for us, it's not just the need for us to deliver solutions that allow them to run their businesses the way they want.
Yeah.
It's also the need to create a sandbox for them to try new things that help us to innovate hiring across the whole brand through their feedback and through their willingness to try things, make mistakes, to adjust. It's just sort of that entrepreneurial spirit. If I'm thinking about what I want the candidate and recruiter experience to be a few years from now, I think that's where, I'm sort of comfortable making some predictions about where that's going to go. Like, I do think that the sort of the perceived necessity on like high human touch, retaining some actions as sort of manual actions that take place, and the avoidance of automated screening for certain things, like I'm talking pre-interview, I think that it's likely that there's going to be some softening on that. And you see it happening across our industry. It's always useful, I think, to take sort of a comparison snapshot of where we are versus our competitors in terms of our willingness to entertain those solutions.
Yeah.
I think the critical thing is like, well, how do you build the trust there? And so as we worked with SmartRecruiters as an example, we were early adopters of their matching tool. So this is like pre-Winston. I forget what the name of it was, but it gave you like a match score.
Uh-huh.
And so we found that like this thing didn't work very well, in all honesty. Like our franchisee said like, hey, it's like, this doesn't match up to what this candidate actually is. It's like producing summaries that are like completely nonsensical.
Must have been using LinkedIn tech.
Yeah. It's like, it's saying that like, we require a motor vehicle report for this position in the job description. And then it's saying it's assessing the candidates, what the candidates put in the application. And it's saying the candidate has never worked for the Department of Motor Vehicles. So, there's some trust rebuilding is my point. And so I think the thing is, like, we're just very mindful of that, right? Like, as we work with SmartRecruiters, the message has been like, look, the outputs of these things have to be things we can trust. They have to be consistent. We have to know how you got there. And, most critically, you can't rely on us to train that. Like, we're always training these tools through our interactions with them, but it's got to be better out of the gate. And so they've been very receptive to that feedback as we've gone through the Winston journey period, right? Like, the ability to show the math has been critical. The other thing that I'll say is, in terms of the design partnership, they've been very assertive about bringing us in early and often. So we have a lot of touch points with their design team. We shovel a ton of feedback to them. I think a lot of it sometimes may be a little bit overwhelming, but they always receive it very graciously.
Yeah.
And then we're given the opportunity to kind of battle test these things and test environments. And typically they give us the optionality to do like limited deployments of them and basically test them in a pilot capacity ahead of time. And so that for us is like, that really gives us the foothold to say, yes, we think this is something that can scale. We think the trust factor is there. We've had an opportunity to bring in our counsel and legal teams and privacy teams. And, they've had a chance to kind of pick apart the solution. So that to us is like, it makes us feel more confident that we may land in a position with Winston where we can actually deploy this thing and actually use it.
The future is in QR codes, Matt. I want you to remember that.
Codes.
Your next meeting.
That is the comeback story of the decade.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm all about
Chad
it.
doesn't agree with me.
I totally
I'm glad
agree
you're on
with
my
you.
team,
I was
Matt.
always on board with QR codes. Always, even before COVID.
Can I ask the question I've wanted to ask Matt the whole
No,
time?
I do.
Okay, you go first.
Stuffed crust or traditional?
New York style.
New York style.
Yeah.
Oh.
Topping choices.
Pepperoni. OG.
Straight pep.
Straight pep. Maybe some banana peppers if I'm feeling fancy.
And when is the Noid coming back?
Oh.
I mean,
Bonus points if you say the new chatbot is named Noid, but I won't push you on that.
So I think the Noid but this is my personal opinion. I think the Noid would be a fantastic candidate-facing representation of our brand.
Right? I mean, just awesome.
People love the Noid.
Yes.
Yeah, the Noid is great. I mean,
Kids love the Noid.
His morals are debatable. I don't know if I can support an entity.
His morals are debatable.
I don't know if I can
And I know you're a fan of the show, Matt. Our morals are debatable as well.
That's why I knew I would get this question. Look, I mean,
are you going to dance around this or really answer the Noid coming back question?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't.
He wants it back.
Truth be told, I don't know. I think it's a fantastic idea. If anyone's listening to this, like, I mean, you've got your.
You make it happen, Matt. You tell them Chad and Cheese want the Noid
I'll
back
see what I
and make
can
it
do.
happen.
I mean,
Tell
would
them
you
the Pep and Cheese podcast?
the Pep and Cheese podcast? Would you be satisfied if the Noid is the candidate-facing chatbot in the Winston deployment?
Amen.
We will pump that shit up on the show
Take what you
every
can
week,
get.
Matt, every week. All right, let's leave it there, Matt. Thanks for hanging out with us today. This has been the Chad and Cheese podcast. For Joel Cheeseman, Chad Sowash, this has been the Sessions AI Frontline series. We out.
We out.